Okay, let's open a new document. We'll go into the File menu to open. And in the Lesson 11 folder, let's choose L11start.ai and click Open. And we'll go into the View menu to fit all in Window. So we see we have just one artboard. Let's zoom out a little bit. And let's go into the Window menu to Workspace and choose Like and Design. Now when it comes to using the Effect menu, there are two different kinds of effects, Illustrator effects and Photoshop effects. Now the Illustrator effects are vector-based, and the Photoshop effects are pixel-based, just as if you were importing a pixel-based image into your Illustrator document. So if you're going to be using Photoshop effects, be sure and come up here under the Effect menu to Document Raster Effect Settings and change it to High Resolution, 300 pixels per inch. And I'm going to click OK here, and I see that one of the objects has been selected here because we already have a drop shadow effect applied. So the resolution was changed on that effect. And I'm just going to click and deselect here. Now effects are live, which means the effect can be modified or removed anytime using the Appearance panel. And more than one effect can be applied to an object. So I'm going to just zoom in to our lime down here. And let's go ahead and make a star. I'm going to go to the Tools panel here and get my Star tool. And then just click once near the lime. And let's go ahead and set the star settings to 1.12 inches and 0.2 and 12 points. So we'll go ahead and create a star, click OK. And now I'm going to get my black arrow and just rearrange the star a little bit here so it's going to dissect that one shape in the lime. And with the already selected, I'm going to hold down the Shift key and click on the inside portion of the lime. That way I've got both those objects selected. And I'm going to apply a Pathfinder effect, but first I think I'll go ahead and just group them. Go into the Object menu to Group. So those two are grouped. And now I'm going to go under the Effect menu and go to Pathfinder. Instead of using the Pathfinder panel, I'm going to go under the Effect menu to Pathfinder and choose Subtract. And when I do, the shape of the star is subtracted from the shape of the lime. And so using the Effect menu allows you to modify the two shapes independently. So if I wanted to, I could go back and modify the star or modify the part of the lime. So now if we go up here to the Appearance panel, we can see that the Subtract effect has been applied. We see the little FX there, and if we click on the word Subtract, we get back into the Pathfinder options. So that could be changed. But I'm going to go ahead and click Cancel there. And with the star and the part of the lime still selected, we're going to apply a different effect, another effect. So we'll go into the Effect menu, and this time we'll go down to Distort and Transform, and let's choose the Roughen option. And so here in the Roughen dialog box, we're going to change the settings to 3 for the size, and let's make the detail 13. And go ahead and keep the Roughen style corner points. Click Preview, and we can see that that's going to work to roughen that artwork. Go ahead and click OK, and then I'm going to click to the side here to deselect. And now we have a little bit more realistic looking lime there, and it's time to go ahead and apply a texture to the outside of the lime. So now I'm going to just click the outside of the lime, the rind part, and we're going to go under the Effect menu to Texture, and let's go to down here to Texture where it says Grain. So this is a Photoshop effect. We'll go into the Effect menu to Texture to Grain, and now we get a different window to preview the texture. And This one is up here in the upper right hand corner. You can see that the grain texture has different options. Right now it's set to 50 and 55, and the clumped style. So let's just go ahead and keep that. We'll click OK. And when we do that, we're back into our artboard so we can see that the texture has been applied to the rind of the lime. And if we go up to the appearance panel, once again, we see the little FX there to indicate the effect has been applied. And if we click on the word grain, we can go back to that effect and modify it if we want to. But I'm just going to go ahead and click cancel. And then with the rind still selected, we can apply another effect. So you can apply multiple effects. And this time we'll go under the effect menu, and let's choose Stylize. We'll choose the Illustrator Stylize, and we'll go to where it says Drop Shadow. And for the drop shadow settings, let's just leave that the way it is. We'll check preview, and that looks pretty good. Well, maybe not. Maybe let's change it a little bit. Let's go ahead and change the opacity to 50%. There we go. It's a little bit lighter now, and we'll go ahead and click OK. And with the rind art here still selected, we can go back up to the appearance panel, and once again we see the drop shadow effect is listed here, and if we click on the words drop shadow, we could go back and change the options. So I'll just go ahead and maybe change it to make it even lighter. Let's change it to 30% opacity. And then hit the tab key and click OK. And now we have a drop shadow that's even lighter. So now I'm going to go ahead and, with my black arrow, click and drag around the lime to select all the components. And I'm going to do a Command 0 or Control 0 to fit in window. And I'll just move my page over like this a bit. And with the black arrow, go ahead and move the lime up here on top of the can lid here. And now that it's on top of the can lid, we're going to rotate it. So I'm going to double click on the rotate tool, and with that art selected still, I can go ahead and rotate it. Let's say minus 30 degrees, hit the tab key, and click OK. And now the lime art has been rotated, and I'll get my black arrow, selection tool, and then go ahead and click away to deselect. And now we've got our lime on top of the lid of the can.